Hey guys, welcome back to some more Kirby Superstar. Let's finish up this Milky Way Wish.
You know, it's just still surprising to me how fast you can beat these modes. I know you played this game bazillion times, Lester, but like Milky Way Wishes, like I was expecting like maybe a 3-part, 3 or 4-part, game and an LP mostly. You said that you brought this down to 2.
Yeah, well, if it was like my own kind of thing, where live commentate makes it kind of pause a little more, it might have been 3. But in this kind of structure, now we gotta go fast. And it also helps that every game in this is kind of advertised as just, short bite-sized, like, mini games, technically. Even though this is still a full-fledged game.
Cook even grabbed Biospark's cutter attack and threw it in the pot as well.
Yeah, no, that's the good thing about Cook, is that it grabs anything in the radius to put in the pot as long as it's an enemy you can suck up. But it also counts projectiles from them too. It works great.
It's got the same hitbox detection as Suplex does, which is fantastic.
Yeah, because I think that's the same thing you do with Suplex. I think you can also take, like, the cutter blades and suplex those for some reason. I know certain objects you can, but it doesn't make any sense.
If you just get the timing right, I believe you can do the same thing with the bomb drop attack that just plonks a bomb on things heads.
Yeah.
I think possibly you can do the same with cutters and just be like, I'm gonna put a bomb on this cutter.
Yeah, you got a hammer for permanently now.
Yeah, now Hammer, like, you thought Plasma was OP, it still is, but Hammer, no matter what version you play, in Milky Way Wishes, is extremely OP. Because there's an attack that you can just throw your hammer, which does massive damage, and in this mode, you can get your hammer back immediately, so you just rinse and repeat that attack.
Delightful.
It is so broken in this mode.
So good. So good.
Your freaking fingers are like rapid fire, Lester. Gosh. You just hear him, tapping that A button really fast, like.
Hearing it.
I don't want to tap the A button, because that means to keep on getting helpers.
Okay, well, tapping the float button, sorry.
Yeah, that is one thing about Superstar that always bothers me, is the control scheme is strange.
Yeah.
Compared to any other Kirby game.
Well, it's mainly because of that helper system.
So like, how do we use a 4-button controller for this kind of thing? And then by about Squeak Squad and by Squeak Squad they'd had it worked out, and they're like, yeah, we can transition Ultra to this.
I just threw my hammer at your hand.
Like a boomerang, it always comes back.
Bye, Wham Bam.
That's not the Fountain of Dreams, is it?
I think it is actually supposed to be the Fountain of Dreams, like you're kind of just backtracking for a moment there to restore power to it or something. I don't exactly know what the stars are really for.
My understanding is that you need the 7 power stars from the 7 planets in the rest of the galaxy, and Kirby's sending each of those stars back to the Star Rod to stockpile them, so he's not just like walking around with world stars all the time, and he's like, okay, then when we go to Galactic Nova, then I'll take the stars. For the moment, I'll leave them at the Fountain of Dreams.
Yeah, I mean, that makes the most sense to do anyways, because then there's no risk of Kirby losing the stars too from an enemy.
Dude, that jet enemy is like, he is on your ass right in this room. My god.
Yeah, the enemies in this section are just desperate to kill Kirby.
I keep forgetting that there's a down path here.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100% optional. You don't really need to take it to get to the power-up here, but it's better because it gives you invincibility. Well, if you have invincibility, it gives you, like, a better path to go, I should say.
Like, by this point, you've probably got Wing already, so you can fly through the top path, but yeah, the bottom path. That's good that it's got invincibility in there, at least.
Yeah, I always prefer taking the bottom path, even if I have a way to travel in the top one a little bit easier, because the top path's just a little more maze-like. It's a little hard to navigate. And it's a good thing Kirby has Feet of Steel.
That is very true. able to kick Gordos without taking damage. Doesn't do any damage to the Gordos, but it doesn't hurt.
And he could just phase right through him.
Oh, you're going straight for the essence.
Yeah, well, I want to get Plasma first, because then we can go right to the actual boss fight that takes us to the real boss.
I just now thought about something. You know how in Link's Awakening, you know, Link has Link and there's Gordos in that game. I'm just like, why doesn't just Kirby just get a shield? That's how Link. Why didn't Sword Kirby do any damage? That worked out for Link.
Not too bad there's not a Sword and Shield Kirby. It's just Sword Kirby. He only bought the one Pokemon game.
I mean, to be fair, that argument sort of half doesn't work either, considering the Galaxian doesn't do damage to it. I'm looking too far into this.
I had to beat Heavy Lobster a freaking third time already.
I mean, we're gonna fight him more often too. It's just still more modes to go through.
Yeah.
True, that is true.
But for now, we have one more planet we can go to.
No, it's not a planet, it's a half moon.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Aha, I made a pun.
Made sure I didn't go down that pit. I've done that before.
Yeah, I have. It's not fun. Also, I highly recommend get the Warp Star in this section. You're not missing much from taking that, and it saved you so much headache.
Absolutely.
So much of that one headache. I love the reaction right before he dies. Like, oh crap. This is my end, isn't it?
I get so confused in this layout here because it's like I don't know which one I could drop down.
Yeah, you're seeing me do the same thing. I remember there's always a block here that you have to hit, this one here, but I never remember where exactly it's located.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Well said, John.
But then I do it again, so I don't learn my lesson.
That's kind of how I felt too. But why? Why would you do that?
Oh, you've broken me.
You made him do the ugly laugh.
Woofda.
Remember before I said, hey, take that Warp Star because it's going to save you some headache? Do it here too, but I just want to show off what's in this area besides a bunch of death. There's some food.
Why?
But why? Why would you
I mean,
do
yeah,
that?
that extra life in the Maxim Tomato, but why?
It's not like you need this.
You gotta have more lives.
That is the one counter argument of it'll remove your life count when you leave the mode anyway, so
But you gotta have more lives.
You know the game that's really egregious about that? Freaking Mario Galaxy. Why?
Yeah, the Galaxy games are pretty bad about that. It's a little bit better with like the Luigi playthrough in the first Galaxy game, because that letter that you always get from Peach gives you, I think, like, what, 50 lives instead of 5?
Yeah.
But that still doesn't make up for the fact that it resets to 4 every time you restart the game.
Every time. Turn the game off.
Not even just turn off, like, you hit the reset button and it just resets your lives.
yikes.
Just want to change powers, I can't pause.
Oh, because you're not sitting on the ground because of the because of the wind. Yep.
Yeah, even if you hit the ground, it still doesn't count as you, like, on the ground long enough for the pause menu to properly pop up.
Finally, now.
And now we get it in the boss fights for some stupid reason, so... just pretend we showed off having all the powers, because the game doesn't want me to show off all the powers.
Alright, we're gonna play Dragon Quest. Okay. Oh, dang it, Lester.
There, I got a crit.
Darn you, RNG. It stores up energy. He's using bio.
I know you made the Dragon Quest comparison, and I know I frequently make like the Earthbound comparison, but admittedly, because of how much my sister and I have been playing the original Digimon World, my brain made a comparison to that first. And every time I see Xbox messages, my brain's just gone, Red Dragon is SM recovery dropped.
This is a weird scratch tag.
Yeah. Especially useless when you have plasma and fully charge it up. So, fully charge it up.
Also, I love how this is referenced in Kirby Clash.
2 ambition points, 3 appetite points, and 3 love points.
Don't have anyone to share this love with. I didn't have a helper.
It's all good, it was only a half moon.
Where's the other half?
Maybe that's what the star was.
Alright, Nova.
So now that we have all the stars, we can make a wish.
Have all of my starburst.
So, I don't know what Kirby's gonna wish for, but he doesn't have a chance because Marks just kind of pops in and said, "My turn."
There is something on Twitter that a long time ago. I'm talking about like back when Etika unfortunately was still alive. There was a part where they had one of his reactions, and they got to the scene where Kirby is like talking to Nova, and Nova's like, "I shall grant you a wish." And as soon as Marks comes in and butts in, you hear Etika go,
Yeah, there's a lot of edits with his reactions, and this is one of them.
I don't know why that always got me.
Alright, so who here likes R-Type?
I do.
Well, I hope you like one stage of it, and that's it.
I would have freaking laughed. I've done that before. I've just been like, "Oh, time to go fight Galactic Net." Nah, half moon.
Yeah, because you can technically go back to other planets. I don't know why you would at this point, unless you need more powers. But you can't even use the powers in this section, so it doesn't really matter.
I know, bro. He's so good.
You know, I know a lot of people might not like these segments, but I really like it when... Oh my gosh.
It's very touchy. It is a very touchy segment, because one tap of the D-pad and you go flying on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a little hard to control at first, and one little tap on anything here, it does so much damage.
I forgot about the slow down death that it gives you when you crash the ship.
Yeah, it's very dramatic.
Because they made it they reduced the speed crunch on it in DS and made it just a normal death speed and froze the screen because it's like ugh. But yeah.
The series is also very trippy when it comes to trying to figure out what you can technically hit and what you can't, because some background objects look like they're in the foreground, but they're not.
I mean, to be fair, that was also a big problem of the R-Type games, is that everything actually had such a weird aesthetic to it. It was hard to tell what did and didn't hurt you. So,
Yeah.
In that respect, I feel like it's been faithful to the source material.
In a way, it's also like limitations of the system graphically, so it kind of just happens.
I've heard people with the Galactic Nova Nucleus be like, why do these cannons never fire at you? And then, like, in Ultra, they just turn them into actual, like, saw blades and, like...
I mean, they're technically not supposed to be cannons, they're just supposed to be, like, energy little capsules, really.
Energy canisters and mechanisms and, like, energy gears, effectively.
Yeah, they just don't happen to look like cannons in this version.
I really like that there was such an homage to this segment in Planet Robobot.
Yeah, it was my favorite part of the game.
It literally was my favorite part of the game, too.
Especially with someone who grew up on this game, played it so much, and seeing that, I just lost it.
Alright, you big marks, you.
Okay, we've hit the end of classic mode.
Can I be honest that they brought Marks back for Smash for Ultimate as a boss? I really like that.
Yeah, it was a really nice touch.
Well, like that's the thing is when I do classic modes, I usually go with my 3 mains first. So it usually was Kirby, then Link, and then whoever I've been really into in that game. So I did Kirby's classic mode first. And the second I got to the end and I'm just like, wait a minute, there's desolate wasteland here. And then I saw his hat and I'm like, hang on, they didn't.
Wait, what?
That's what you get, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that was so good! Alright, I know it's an unlisted raw video, but I'm putting a like on that.
That's what you get, you son of a bitch, you stupid Marks, you!
Now, with that hard mission complete, we must sleep.
Kirby's like, I defeated a god today. I'm going to sleep.
I defeated the god today. Now to fall asleep and sleep through the start of Triple Deluxe.
Yeah, imagine that. If I don't know how the camera would work, but I definitely know it's not taking place immediately after this mode. But imagine if Triple Deluxe just happened the events after Milky Way. It's like I just never catch a break, don't I?
It's like the sun and moon are back, and oof, here we go.
Just got done fighting gods in space. Now I gotta climb a beanstalk.
I really like the pictures on the side of the description of the job that was in the credits.
They're real good. Yeah, this is our actual credits of the game. So now we can actually see everyone who's worked on it instead of just, here's Jim.
He's my name, he's Jim.
His name is Jim.
What was that? I would have laughed if it then said Chief Designer, Jeff. I would have laughed. I would have laughed excessively.
I gotta say though, this is probably one of my favorite credit themes of all time. It's really good.
Freaking-lutely, yes. I'm pretty sure there's a remix of this theme in Smash Brothers somewhere in amongst all the Kirby tracks, even if it's just an homage in one of the medleys. But I love it. I love it so much.
I do too.
And it's that reminder of, you know, yes, Kirby is a mixture of eldritch horrors and the most unthreatening looking, pleasant character in the world. But at the end of the day, you just finish the game and it's just, this game is just really wholesome with all the feels, man.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, again, that is the reason why anytime I have a bunch of friends over and they're just like, what's a good multiplayer game I've never played that you've got? And I'm like, you want to play Star Allies? This game is pure.
Yeah. The pure, unadulterated happiness.
Yes, exactly. And then they're just like, oh, that's too cutesy. I'm like, that's alright, I've unlocked Dark Meta Knight.
Now it's dark and edgy.
And because this is the SNES version, I'm curious to see how you finish this off. Whether you just go, the end, question mark, or and more, or, but wait.
I mean, the game tells it ourselves once we get out of this menu. Because we're not done. Not even close.
But wait, kids, there's more. Better hold on to your seats, baby, because this one's a screamer.
And now for something completely different.